I'm happy to see the state is engaged. This is a national crisis. This administration has done an awesome job. No other municipality has been able to accomplish over 101,000 people, no child, no family, sleeping on the streets.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams responding to criticism from Governor Kathy Hochul over how to handle the flood of migrants from the southern border. The mayor's been asking the state and the feds for help, with shelters filled to the max. More than 2,700 asylum seekers arrived in the city this week, and those who are in shelters now exceed 58,000 people, about 2 Madison Square Gardens, even more, actually. Let's bring in New York City Councilwoman Vicki Palladino. Councilwoman, thanks for joining us this afternoon. What does New York City need from the state?
New York City needs for the state, for Governor Hochul to actually act upon what she's saying, to keep throwing dollars at our city, which is something that we do need. What Hochul needs to do is Hochul needs to step up to the plate. And if we're going to keep taking these buses in, which is ridiculous, in my opinion, we need to close the border. She needs to do two things. She needs to either step up and get to a podium and say, we've had enough, stop, and address Biden. This is Biden's issue. This is a federal issue, and she's not addressing it as governor of this state. She could do that. And or make sure we start to spread out the buses here and bring them upstate. You know, they had an incident up in Erie County when a very liberal Democrat offered his 2 hotels. Then there were 2 sexual assaults. And then quickly, Kathy Hochul stepped in and thought it was an atrocity. It was terrible. Well, of course it's terrible. But we've got that going on down here. He only has 45 immigrants up there. Asylum seekers, whatever you want to call them, they're illegal immigrants. And he's got them up there. And he had 2 sexual assaults. We've got 107,000 down here. 58,000 are being housed. Where's the balance of that other close to 60,000 people? Where are they? They're spread out all over our city. So Hochul needs to step up to the plate and do what she should do. The mayor of this city, the only Democrat that came out and called on Biden to close the border. Now, we all know that's not going to happen, Rich.
Yeah, take a look at what the city's already spent here, by the way.
Right.
$1.73 billion.
Correct.
The estimate of $4.7 billion coming in for the 23 fiscal year. And then the next 3 years, you're looking at about $12 billion.
That's correct.
What is the experience when a bus shows up? What happens to the migrants and asylum seekers who are coming to New York? Where do they go? What does it do to them? What does it do to the community? Okay, well, what it does to, let me address first things first. When they come in, we never know how many buses we're getting in a day. There's no set number. Whatever shows up at our doorstep gets processed, okay? What does the process entail? Not a whole hell of a lot. It's figuring out how to get them from point A to point B, C, D, E, and F, which means all over the boroughs. My district in particular, which is District 19, has been slammed and slammed hard. And when the mayor says there's no families sleeping on the street, well, let me tell you something. There's plenty of people sleeping on the street. They may not be families, but I will tell you they are adults, and they are sleeping all over my district in one particular area called College Point. We've got a crisis here, and I'm sick and tired of hearing about a humanitarian crisis. These people brought us the crisis, and they're making you, the people, pay for this crisis. This is a no-win situation. Keep throwing money at the black hole, and what are we going to do? Just keep taking money and hope it works out? There's no end game in place. They keep coming day in and day out. They said 2,700 came in just this week. Well, let me tell you something. It's more than that. And every district is suffering, but I'm going to speak for my own right now because I'm here, and I'm going to tell you right now, we have no room. And when that governor tells us about federal land, let's remember, we've got, what's his name, Jeffries. He's a native New Yorker. He's in Congress. He sits in that as the minority leader. He's from Brooklyn. Step up to the plate, you too. You're a homeboy. Do what you're supposed to do. All right, New York City Councilwoman Vicki Palladino, thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.